Are startup companies still capable of producing good and reliable budget smartwatches? CMF by Nothing has recently launched Watch Pro globally, and we are here to discover everything important about it, so let's inspect. A big display, a big battery, even bigger marketing and hype are surrounding this new piece of tech, which very much reminds me of the early days of the existence of OnePlus, and later on Nothing, because Nothing Phone 1 has been a huge success, Nothing Phone 2 even bigger, and now Nothing have decided to make this brand called CMF, focusing primarily on wearable devices, and the Watch Pro is their first attempt to bring us a really good smartwatch that is at the same time at a very affordable price. The question is whether all these promises and hype are kind of matching all the features that CMF Pro can actually offer. Being often discounted down to $69 and having an inbuilt GPS plus the ability to make phone calls makes CMF Watch Pro among the hottest deals you can get from the smartwatch market right now. Although the word smartwatch is too strong here, because unlike Apple Watch series and Wear OS-based devices, the operating system here doesn't allow you to install extra apps. It's more of a feature watch, and in terms of features, very close to Redmi Watch 3. I have to admit, its unboxing experience has been glorious. This kind of pack for sure makes the watch stand out already. This is yet another mind trick, adding premium feeling to a rather budget-friendly device. You will apparently have some assembling to do. On the other hand, this quick training about attaching the strap is a key to making it clear that these straps are removable and replaceable. 22mm width is among the popular sizes, and you can discover tons of aftermarket good straps. And these from CMF are with excellent quality, for the record. There's one single button on the side, the frame is made by aluminium, fairly large size, most health tracking sensors are at the bottom, overall concept is similar to most other smartwatches out there, so I'm giving you now a quick specs overview, and we're going to discuss their meaning and get to analyze the samples in just a moment. The display here is almost 2 inches in terms of size, good resolution and excellent peak brightness, a 340 mAh battery which can supply power for up to 13 days per charge, a heart rate and a blood oxygen sensor are present, Bluetooth 5.3, inbuilt GPS, a microphone, a speaker, IP68 water resistance rating and pretty basic operating system. The specs definitely sound fairly interesting, but I'm not perfectly happy with them. Because on one side, you have a smartwatch with a fairly large display, with an inbuilt GPS, with the ability to track multiple sports, and all of that costs around $70. But at the same time, if you dig deeper, you would realize that this nicely looking display does not have ambient sensor to control the brightness automatically. There is no gyroscope, there is no barometer, and since the watch is released officially globally in the early days of 2024, I think the lack of a rotating crown and having just a single boring button is a big deal. And at the same time, I believe that all of these shortcomings have something to do with the price. Still pretty weird that CMF call this watch Pro, because if they decide to ever implement all these ingredients I've just mentioned, what are they going to call it? An Ultra or whatsoever? I don't know. So obviously hardware is alright, not that superb. Let's hear about the software. A very cool looking interface as a starter. I'm hugely impressed with the watch faces, with the fonts, the styles of most of these cards. CMF show attention to the tiniest details, and it's a perfect match to anyone who uses a Nothing-made smartphone. Navigation is simple, swipe down for quick toggles, non-customizable, unfortunately, swipe up to see the notifications, and no way to respond to any of these, again quite unfortunately. Swipe left and right to check your main cards, and the power button, which doesn't seem to have a double press action either. It only can open the app drawer or bring you back to the home screen, which is very standard behavior. To launch a tracked workout, you need to open the apps list and then select the training that you're looking into and launch the activity. Those that are typically performed outdoors are gonna offer GPS tracking as well. On a non-cloudy day, I had to wait for more than a minute the signal to be locked, but once it happens, GPS data is pretty accurate. There ain't be that many apps available for this watch. You can apparently explore the activity section, the heart rate data and similar. You can try to see some details about your sleep performance. The watch fails to deliver enough details from within its own menus, but luckily you can see more inside the smartphone app, which visualizes the tracked data. You can apparently make phone calls, they are relayed via Bluetooth, and the function would be helpful if you keep your smartphone in a backpack or prefer to keep your hands warm during the winter. There's a voice assistant tile, which is opening the default assistant on your smartphone, and also a remote camera shutter, which is perfect for selfies and stuff. But if you expect to also see what the camera sees, this is not gonna happen. There are some more productivity-related apps, not too many though, and if you hope to see some more incoming, it's down to CMF's mercy. For example, a calculator app has been added with the late December software update, which is nice. There ain't been much more to see in the settings area. In a matter of fact, this smartwatch, in my opinion, lacks a number of customization options, but CMF seem to have worked hard in order to compensate some missing hardware bits. For instance, adjusting the screen brightness is super easy task from the quick toggles area. You can enable or disable the wrist gesture in the same way. There also is a battery saving mode. Never had to switch it on my own because even with always on display, the battery backup is quite remarkable. It can last up to a week. Without AOD, CMF promised a close to 2-week endurance between recharging cycles, which given the large display is quite a good achievement. If we take a look at the smartphone app, we'd feel pretty much the same thing. It is a pleasure looking at this gorgeous, nothing-inspired style, but there are so many missing functions. The main screen shows most of the data grouped. You can explore each of these sections. Heart rate information is rather detailed and you can set alarms about highs and lows. There's a bit more information about sleep tracking. However, no suggestions or recommendations about how you can improve it. You may get such from competitors like Amazfit or Redmi. Exercise tracking is good, mostly accurate. You may notice some tiny mistakes about precise location, but nothing to be worried about. Pulse tracking seems to be on par with the expectations. Sadly, there is no function to control your music while you're doing sports, and most of the competitors can do this already. Also, at the time I work on the video, which happens to be close to 4 months after the official launch, there's no word about integration to Strava or similar services, which makes the CMF Watch Pro rather unattractive for athletes. If you also think of this as being a serious drawback, let me pile up the list by adding the lack of notification dots, the lack of storage access for music, the lack of calendar app, there is no rotating crown which slowly becomes a standard for good user experience, no gyroscope and no barometer sensors, and apparently no edition of the watch supporting an eSIM. That's a long list with drawbacks and missed opportunities, and I would say hardware is alright. It's something that I would call a fitness tracker on steroids, but if you really look reasons to like and enjoy the CMF Watch Pro, that would be the really big display, that would be the excellent state-of-the-art watch faces and overall user interface, and also the GPS implementation. Obviously, if CMF step up their game on the software side, that's going to improve the functionality quite a lot and make the CMF Watch Pro a serious challenger to be your favorite budget-oriented smartwatch. And it's always cool to test and try something new. And don't forget that creating a new brand and building something from scratch, especially about hardware, is a super challenging task for 2024. That's been everything about my review of the CMF Watch Pro, and now I'm super curious to hear about your opinion. Therefore, comment down below. What do you think about it? Do you plan to get one, or probably you prefer to wait for the second generation? That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this episode until the end. If you enjoyed, give me a like, subscribe for more cool tech inspections, and I, Michael, the Tech Mishka, gotta see you in the next episode. Bye!